Bienvenidos, Ushamadid, and welcome Michigan State University learners taking the Capstone Portfolio course. My name is Travis Bonfili, and I'm a current learner at MSU, completing my master's degree as part of the MAED program. I'm currently in my final course, which is the Capstone Portfolio course for me, and this is the spring 2021 semester. In this tutorial, I'm going to show Weebly Website Builder users how to embed your Twitter feed in a page. I'm going to show you how to do it when other elements are present on the page, and then I'm going to show you how to do it on a page all by itself. And that's really the option that I went with. As part of Module 1, we got to review a number of different portfolios from previous Capstone portfolio learners. The portfolio that I ran across was Caitlin Eaton's, and this was the first one where I found that she had embedded her Twitter feed into her homepage. Now, I thought that this was really cool, and I couldn't figure out whether I liked it here or if I wanted it on a page all by itself. And again, I'm going to show you how to do this both ways. So let's go ahead and dive in. What do we need to do to make this happen? Well, the first thing that we need to do is we need to go to publish.twitter.com. And that's going to bring you to this page here. Now it's asking you to enter a Twitter URL in. And again, they're showing you examples for a collection or maybe just a single tweet or a profile. So I'm going to enter my profile in https://twitter.com/Travis P. Bonfili. Now I'm going to hit the forward arrow, and you can see it now brings me to the two display options that are available to me. I can embed my timeline, and they've got Twitter buttons over here. So I'm interested in embedding my timeline into one of the pages. You simply click that option, and it is literally that easy. So again, you go to publish.twitter.com. You're going to enter in https://twitter.com/your username. You're going to select the option, whether it's Twitter buttons or embed timeline. And once we've got the code, all we need to do now is copy this code. And this code we're going to be taking over to the Weebly Backend. So let me show you two different ways that you can make this happen. Now, like Caitlin had it, you could put it out here on your main landing page. And so we're going to use the embed code blue button. Now remember, if you've watched my previous tutorials, it's all about the blue line that you see showing up here. I could put it here and it would be in between, right? I could move this around. I could bring it down here and put it below. So let's do what Caitlin did. I'm going to bring it over to the right-hand side of this text element that's right here. And you can see how the element moves around, or the contents of the element are moving around. And it says click to set custom HTML. Well, I want to have it centered, and let's click edit custom HTML. And here is where I simply paste in the code that was generated on the publish.twitter.com page. All you need to do at this point is simply click outside that box, and now your Twitter feed has been embedded on your page. Now, again, you can see here, for me, I have a few more than 3 tweets. And so this is going to show my timeline. And there's a lot of activity on here, from my networking interests to the MAED program, and then this Capstone course. So I'm not a big fan of having it here. Again, it worked for Caitlin on her page and looks great. Here, it makes this page a little too busy. So I'm just going to simply click on delete, and we're going to get rid of that. Now keep in mind that in our copy and paste buffer, we still have that HTML code that we're going to use. So let me come over here to pages, and I'm going to dedicate a page on my social media drop down here for Twitter. And as you can see, I have everything here in alphabetical order. So we're going to create a Twitter page between Reddit and YouTube. I'm going to show you how to do the parallax motion with the header image here. Like you see how the page kind of moves up. I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to drop a Twitter background image in that I have I've downloaded from unsplash.com, which is where you can get free, royalty-free, free use images at unsplash.com. And so let's make that happen. So I'm going to click on Pages. I'm going to create a new page. It's just going to be a standard page, and we're going to call it Twitter. Now, I'm going to leave it with a header, and we're not going to touch any of the visibility or SEO settings right now. And here is the page. Now you can see we sort of have this header image, or I shouldn't say image, this header text up here. And I am not going to use that. We're going to delete that because it's going to be obvious what this page is about. But what I do want to do is I want to do a background image up here for the header. So how do I do that? I click in this background area and I'm going to do Edit Background. Now you'll notice it comes up with color. If you click on color, notice that you can choose an image, and that's how I'm getting the images into my background as well. Now, here is the default image. If I don't like that image, which I'm not a fan of, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to replace that image. So we'll click on Replace. Now, there are some stock images that you can use on the Weebly site, but again, I went to Unsplash and I've downloaded one that I'm going to use that Brett Jordan created. And it's the Twitter, or a picture of a screen that has the Twitter logo. So we'll let that continue to upload here. And there it is. So I'm going to drag it down a little bit. And so there is sort of the picture of a device screen with that Twitter logo. However, you'll notice it's all a bunch of colors here, right? So we've got kind of brown, red, blue, the Twitter logo. And my theme is all about sort of a minimalist approach with a black and white look. So down here at the very bottom, take a look at what we can do. I can blur the image, I can zoom in, I can darken the image, and I can apply a filter. And I like that grayscale. And this is what I've been using for all of my images. And again, you can see we can still kind of move it around. So we'll leave it right there. And that looks good. Now, a couple other things we might want to do is we're going to be adding in the custom code here. But in terms of saving the page right now, let's go ahead and click Save. And I'm going to click on it again, and we're going to click Edit Background because it's here under the scrolling effect where you can do the reveal effect or the parallax. And I like the parallax effect. So I'm going to choose the parallax effect. And then we just simply click back. There are really no advanced features. I'm not saving this to additional pages. And so in terms of the background image, we've done everything that we would like to do. Let's go back to the Build tab up here on the top left, because now we're going to do the exact same thing and the same steps that we just did when we had the embedded HTML code that we're going to add in. So I'm simply going to click on Embed Code. I'm going to drag that over here. And again, remember, watch that blue line, right? You can see where that blue line is here. So we're going to drop that element in. And now it's asking for custom HTML code. Well, we already have that code. So we click here. I'm going to make sure I center on the page, click on the Edit Custom HTML code, and paste that code in. And so you can see that the header text right here says tweets by Travis Bonfili. And so what I'm going to say is I can actually change this. So I'm going to say, welcome to my Twitter timeline. And so as you can see, and then we'll do, maybe we'll go ahead and do this. Tweets by Travis Bonfili. I'll put a colon in tweets by Travis Bonfili. So I've added a little text in there that's going to be displayed at the very top of the Twitter feed. And so from here, I just simply click outside that box. And it looks like it's not going to allow me to customize that. All right, I thought we might get away with customizing that, but now it just says tweets by Travis Bonfili. So we'll go ahead and leave that there. And as you can see, I think here on a page by itself, with all of the activity that takes place, and I think I've got about 4,000 tweets out there, that it looks a little bit better here on its own page, away from that main landing page. Now, there might be a way to limit the number of tweets that are displayed. I do not know how to do that. I haven't looked into that. But that may be something to look into in the future. But again, I like it here on a page by itself under my social media tab. So let's go ahead and go back to the pages section, and we'll click back. We got one thing we need to take care of. We need to click done. And you'll notice that it drops it at the very bottom of all of your pages. So I need to drag that back up here, because when it was at the bottom, if you look in the upper right-hand corner right now, you'll see that when it's in the bottom by itself, it turns it into its own menu option there that shows on the screen. And we don't want that. We don't want it to be out there by itself. We want it under the social media tab. And you can see now the screen is refreshed. It's gone away. Now when I hover over social media, we have Twitter. So let's click publish, and we're going to allow this to publish. And then let's move out of the back end of the Weebly site, and let's come over to the home page, and let's click refresh. And so again, this is where learners and visitors to my page will initially arrive at this home page here. And if we hover over social media, let's come down to Twitter and let's see if it worked out. And it did. And there's sort of the Twitter logo behind the scenes. And there's that parallax effect, right, of me being able to scroll down. And so here are all of my tweets. So you might be thinking, well, does it update? Well, let's give it a try. You can see I just recently put this tweet out. And so when I'm done recording this video and I put this video on my YouTube channel, what I'm going to end up doing is going ahead and creating a new tweet that will show up here. So if you come to travispbonfili.com and go to my social media dropdown and select Twitter, it's going to bring you to this page and you're going to see that new tweet. All right, well, that is going to conclude this tutorial on the Weebly website builder and how to embed your Twitter feed either on an existing page next to existing elements or on a page by itself as its own element. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this is going to help you with your Capstone portfolio project. Thanks again for watching. Good luck and have a great semester.